This broadcast is a Stephen K. Media production.
The success of the small business person is the cornerstone of the American economy. Welcome to the Small Business Today Show with your hosts, Cruz and Hughes. The Small Business Today Show is for and about small business advancement and development. What we do for you. We'll be taking your calls as we provide you small business intelligence and mentorship needed to grow your business creatively. Keep listening. The Small Business Today Show with Cruz and Hughes starts now.
Hello and welcome back to your favorite end of the day business show, Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes, right here on Blog Talk Radio, where we broadcast Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Guys, this is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action, because we do know that it is all about action. We welcome your calls, your comments, your suggestions. If you want to get on the phone and talk to us, you're more than welcome to do so. All you have to do is call 347-857-3958. Again, that number here to the studio is 347-857-3958. Irv.
Yes, sir.
How was your day today, sir?
Always a great day, man. The weather was perfect.
It was perfect today.
It was absolutely perfect, and I spent the day running all around in it.
Not a cloud in the sky?
Not a cloud in the sky.
A brisk 55 degrees?
Yeah, and let me tell you what, man. I was about to tell you, man. 55 degrees in Houston, Texas brought out the mucklucks.
What is that?
Mucklucks.
What is
these are like Eskimo boots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, and let me tell you what, man. I saw lots of people out with hoodies on, you know, all strapped up and everything.
Bundled.
Met scarves around their necks, man, because, you know, folks, for those of you around the country, here in Houston, Texas, you know, it's the middle of December, and it's 55 degrees. That was our high today. And we had a brisk 6-mile-an-hour north wind, which was grounds for people in the city to put scarves around their necks and mouth.
Fur. Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
Mittens.
Mittens?
Mittens.
Not mittens.
Well, you know, we don't get very much cold weather here, so when we do get a little bit of cold weather, we have to go all out, because, you know,
absolutely.
When else would we wear
that stuff? Will stay in the closet.
Forever.
I mean, do you remember last Christmas Day? 77 degrees.
Man, I'm outside mowing the yard.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. And, you know, and we're watching people up in the north, man, you know, shoveling snow, and we're mowing grass.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. Also, those of you who are Android users, don't forget, folks, you can take us with you every day. Just use your web-enabled mobile device to visit Google Play, the App Store on your mobile device, and search for our free Small Business Today radio app. You can download that, install it, and guess what? Right from your cell phone, plug in your headphones and listen to us. Take us with you wherever you go.
And with that being said, you can also go to our website, www.cruzandhughes.com. You can always view what we're doing right here in the studio. We do a live feed right there in the middle of the web page. You can click on that and watch Irv and I do this show instead of just listening.
That's right.
And you can also see some of our more recent shows. We keep those in the column there, so we always encourage you to go back into the back into our website and use that as a teaching tool or a learning tool. And anything you want to know about small business, you can always connect with us. And Irv, if you want to throw out your email address in case listeners want to send you a note.
Absolutely. Listen, folks, if you have a burning question, something that perhaps you don't want to put in the chat room, or maybe you don't want to give us a call on the air and you want us to even research an answer for you, I'll go that far. You can email me. You can put in Irvin, that's E-R-V-I-N, that's E-R-V as in Victor, I-N, at cruzandhughes.com. You can email me directly.
And if you want to email me, you can always go to John at cruzandhughes.com.
That's right.
John, John at cruzandhughes.com.
John, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Today I was out and running around having meetings and so on, as we typically do during the course of our day. And I had an opportunity to take a short break, and I do mean short, folks. And I stopped in a shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw people shopping, obviously for the holidays or whatnot. And I saw all kinds of advertising talking about all these incredible specials they had.
Okay.
But what I was taken aback by, I guess, is some of these specials didn't seem to be specials at all. For example, and I say specials at all, maybe I should qualify it a little better than that, where it was like $2 off the regular price.
What's special about that?
Well, I don't know. And I'm wondering.
Well, it depends on what you're buying.
Well, I'm wondering, does that work? I mean, if I put up a banner and my regular price is $40, and I say today's special $38, I'm wondering, does that work, or is that a waste of ink and paper? What is your take on that?
You know, I would say that probably doesn't work. But I've never taken $2 off the listed retail price, so I really don't know if that works or not.
I'm stunned at that. Some of these retailers are really trying to reach out, I guess. But to me, is unbelievable, some of the things I saw.
Well, you know, it's that time of year also. So, I mean, and, you know, you got to be careful out there when you're out there shopping. You know, they're not only for the mobs, but also for the crazy guys out there.
Sure.
It's really disheartening to hear about what happened at the mall. Was that today or was that yesterday?
I think that was yesterday.
It was yesterday, yeah. So you definitely have to watch out for yourself. But, you know, Irv and I are watching out for your business.
That's right.
And so today we're going to talk about some things that we think could help save you as it relates to employees, attrition, and those types of problems. I mean, there is a reason why your employees are leaving. There's a reason why you can't keep good talent. There's also a reason why you can't attract top talent. And it doesn't always have anything to do with money. You have to understand that everybody's motivated by something different. Some people are just
wait a minute.
Now, I'm telling you.
I'm interrupting here.
Please.
What do you mean it's not money?
It's not always money.
Of course it's money.
No.
Money is the only reason people show up to work.
Not at all.
Of course it is. It's the only reason people show up to work is because of money. There's a paycheck. I'm the boss. I can hang the paycheck hammer over their head, and that's the only reason they show up to work, and you know that's the case.
Well, let's just say that that's one of the reasons.
Well,
but it's not the only reason.
Of course it's the only reason.
No, it isn't. No,
oh,
it isn't. Irv knows that it isn't. But the thing is that there's some other things that have to be present in your organization, in the way that you manage, that will help you not only attract but also keep top employees.
That's correct.
And you know, Irv, as I was thinking about this, and I think I've had a ton of employees.
Sure.
And I've lost some really good ones.
Yep.
Because some of these same things, these bullet points that you and I are going to talk about today, I have violated every single one of these.
Yes, and we both have at least once or twice.
At least once.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, the thing that really made the difference was when I would ask a top employee why they were leaving, and if they were honest enough to share with me, that's something that I fixed quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, you know what, though, John? You really have to. From the position of leadership, you know, a lot of large organizations, and you and I both know this, we've seen very large organizations.
Yeah. And we've worked for large organizations,
absolutely.
And we have left.
That's right. That are no longer with us today.
That's absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Daddy.
And that's right. And guess what? They were in violation of a lot of these things that we're talking about here today.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can tell you that one of the reasons I left my job and started my own business was some of these things we're going to cover.
Now, let me ask you, though, honestly, and I know
Sure.
you were giving us a little conjecture a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
Has it always been money that's attracted you as an employee?
No, never.
Never.
It's never been the top spot at all. You know, and one of the things that attracted me to even the position I was in, the positions that I held in corporate America, believe it or not, was when I felt like my skills could be used to advance the agenda of the team I was joining. I needed to understand where I was going to fit, and based on where I was going to fit, I would make a determination as to how much value was I going to bring to this team. And I'll tell you what I mean. If I was going to join a particular organization and I was going for a job interview, you know, my interview was very much a two-way street.
Absolutely.
I was asking lots of questions about what these guys considered successful, what was going to be important and relevant and meaningful, because I needed to understand what the model was. I needed to understand what the game plan was to see if my skills would actually fit in there. Because what I didn't want is to get into an organization solely for the purpose of money and find out that I brought little or no value to the table.
You know, that's a good point. And on the contrary, I always pursued compensation. But I noticed that whenever I was able to win a job because of compensation, rarely was I happy.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a lesson that I had to learn.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, we would be right to say both of us came to the same conclusion.
Right.
And that's why, you know, my whole objective really changed when I started, you know, looking for jobs.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to talk about why your employees are leaving and what you can do to stop that. And it's not locking the door. Stay with us. You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes, which is brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. It is the magazine for small business people who are looking to do great things in their enterprises. We produce a publication every single month. It is for and about Houston's entrepreneurs and the way business is done here, although the lessons are universal. So to get your free copy, please put your email address in the website www.smallbusinesstodaymagazine.com. Go there and get it today. More in a moment with John Cruz and Irv Hughes. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
we've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruzandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Irv and I are talking about why your employees are leaving you. And there's some reasons why. And I think what we should probably do is start, Irv, with what to avoid or what to watch out for.
Sure.
And then we'll come back and talk and tie that in terms of some other successful organizations and what sort of sets them apart.
Okay, super. Well, I can jump on one right now.
Why not?
One of the things that caused me problems when I was in corporate America and made me want to leave jobs is when my management team had me shooting at a moving target. They were never consistent on what they wanted.
Right.
And they never could somehow or another make it clear to me what their objectives really were.
Right.
So all of a sudden, I can't win, and I don't think I can win,
right,
because they were so inconsistent. Well, today we want you to do this, tomorrow do that.
That's right.
The day after that, yet do something else. And the other thing was inconsistent with what the performance metrics were.
Right.
One guy, it's okay for him to be 15 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy is late if he's 15 minutes early.
Mm-hmm.
And heaven forbid you were Irv, where you just couldn't seem to get there at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a whole, so the inconsistent thing, that was a real issue for me.
And the thing that I would say to that, Irv, is people already are change averse.
That's right.
They don't like change. Exactly right. No one does.
That's exactly right.
I mean, and so it's one thing to have an organization in place whereby you're constantly changing. Like you take our organization.
Sure.
We've grown tremendously.
Right.
We run 5 clinics in 2 states.
Right.
Which is San Antonio, 2 in Houston.
Right.
1 in Baton Rouge, 1 in New Orleans,
mm-hmm.
and I think I'm missing 1. And 2 here in Houston.
Sure.
And so the thing is that when you have an organization that's experiencing that type of growth, naturally it's inevitable. There's going to be a lot of change associated with the way that we're doing things.
That's right.
I think that that's okay.
Of course it is.
But when you have indecisiveness in management, which means that we come in one day and we say, okay, guys, look, this is the new plan. Everybody's going to wear black coat, white tie.
That's right.
And then 2 days later, you come in and you say, you know what? That's not working out too well. Everybody's going to wear pink tie, brown coat.
Oh.
So if you have the type of operation that you're wishy-washy and you're inconsistent on the rules, how you run your business, the direction that your staff is going, believe me, that gets old.
Absolutely. And let me tell you what, folks, it doesn't matter if you're running multiple business units. John and I I'd like to say, John and I run multiple business units. That's for sure. Because here at Small Business Today Radio, there's Small Business Today Magazine, plus there's Dominion Capital Management, there's New Covenant Capital. I mean, there's all of these different holdings that you and I hold between the two of us. And, one of the things that has to happen is in a leadership position that we're in all the time, we must be consistent.
Right.
And we have to make sure that we convey that consistency across all channels, because boy, it's tough for people to kind of find out where you are if they find out or start to suspect even that you're flying by the seat of your pants.
Right. And when you're using the word consistent, who you remind me of?
Who's that?
Jeff Rose.
Yeah.
And many of you don't know Jeff, but Jeff is the CEO of our clinic business.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things, one of the management styles that Jeff is deeply founded on, and it's 3 things. And he says that your employees can respect you as long as you're these 3 things: you're firm, you're fair, and you're consistent.
That's exactly right.
And if anybody knows Jeff Rose, he is firm, he is fair.
That's right.
And yet he is still and always will be consistent.
That's right.
And I think that is a very good piece of advice to give to small business people who are running their operations and who may not have had the development, if you will, as a manager. Because I think that's one of the things that corporate America does get right. They generally develop their managers.
That's correct.
Management to me is just not something that happens overnight.
No.
Or leadership.
No.
It's something that, some people say, well, leadership can't be taught. I sort of disagree with that.
No, I completely disagree with that.
I think there are some inherent things that a person has to possess.
Sure.
But you still have to develop that person into becoming a leader, knowing
Absolutely.
how to deal with your people.
That's right.
Knowing, having that boldness to come up with a plan and execute it, even when it's unpopular with the employees.
That's right.
And I think if you follow the advice of being firm, being fair, and being consistent, you will see a difference in the way that your employees respond to you as a manager or an owner.
Well, absolutely. And look, let's be honest. If we foster an environment where it's okay to be inconsistent, that's going to trickle all the way through your organization. And then you're going to find out that in very mission critical areas of your business, people are going to be inconsistent because you fostered a culture where it's seemingly okay to be that way. And what do you do when your employees say, well, you are that way? And that's where I got that from.
It's almost like being a parent.
It is very much like being a parent.
And so what you start, you have to finish. And so let's go on to number 2.
Okay.
Condoning mediocrity.
Oh, my goodness.
We're talking about high performers. Every small operation is only as good as its employees.
That's correct.
And when you're a small operation, you need high output people. Period.
Exactly right.
End of story.
That's exactly right.
In the organizations that Irv and I run, I don't think the regular corporate employee would work for either one of us.
No, I know. I don't even keep an ink pen that doesn't work. I mean, I just
and the reason that I say that is because sometimes, even as a corporate employee, you can become sort of you can rest on your laurels.
You can hide.
You can hide.
You can literally hide
in the numbers.
You can hide in these big companies.
You can hide in those companies. I love that. But when you're in a small operation, it's like being in a small classroom.
That's exactly right.
You can't just sit there and catch a few Z's. You could be called on to read at any given time.
That's right.
And it's the same way with mediocrity. If you want high output people, then you're going to have to be the type of person that does not reward mediocrity. You're going to have to call it out. You have to call it on the carpet, and you're going to have to encourage your employees to do more at all times. And I tell you, I think it's going to make a difference in the type of high performers who stay with your organization.
And let me tell you something else. Let me add to that, if I can, John. Efficiency.
Yes.
You got, folks, when you're in a small business, you have to empower your employees to be efficient. And efficiency, in my mind, John, and maybe you disagree with this, but I'm going to tell you, I believe efficiency is a direct coefficient of how well your employees use tools. You've got to provide the tools to help them become more efficient in the workplace.
Yes.
If you've got poor tools, you've got poor technology, you've got poor training, all of these things lend to inefficiency. And boy, let me tell you what, if you got a small organization and you're needing, like John is saying, you're needing high output is something that rests on efficiency.
Yeah.
Because if your organization is inefficient and you find inefficiencies going on in your workflow, you have got to fix that.
Now, you know what? I don't want to make that a subtopic of condoning mediocrity. That almost deserves to be its own topic.
Sure, I understand.
Because efficiency, it to me, kind of goes hand in hand with development.
Yeah, it does.
And when you're talking about using tools, making your employees efficient, what type of program do you have in your organization that develops talent?
Well,
because I'm going to tell you, what prepared me for entrepreneurship was being developed on the corporate level.
No doubt.
Because I could understand what it took to do business at the highest level.
That's right.
Then I could take that corporate mindset. I could take
right.
the best that corporate America had to offer to my small business. And I never ran my small business as though it was a small business. I always looked at myself as that there's no difference between me and Coca-Cola.
That's exactly right.
There's no difference between me if I was in the finance business and Edward Jones.
That's exactly right.
Or Lehman Brothers.
That's right.
Maybe I shouldn't use Lehman Brothers.
Not Lehman Brothers. Not Lehman Brothers. Yeah, you know what? They performed themselves right out of business. So maybe
we
not.
Come up with a better example.
Yeah,
than
maybe
that.
not Lehman.
But you can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
And your employees, especially your key employees, those that are high output, are going to depend and expect you to develop them. What sort of development program do you have? And some people would say, Irv, well, we're not big enough to develop employees.
No. See, that doesn't even make sense.
That doesn't fly with you?
No, you're never going to get big enough to do anything if you don't develop employees, including yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're the only employee, guess what? You better be in the business of developing yourself.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The next person that comes into your company, you better be in the business of developing them as well.
You know, that gives you something to think about. I mean, when you look at your team and you look at who those high performers are, you had better, if you want to keep them, start figuring out what are some ways that you can develop them and give them more responsibility. And I don't want to keep giving away the next segment.
Yeah, let's not do that. We can hold right there until we get.
You might want to hang around for some more of this.
Yeah, it's going to be good, folks, and we're going to teach you how to keep your best and brightest employees when we get back.
And these are some of the tools that you can use also when you're interviewing high-performance employees. You can talk about these things.
Oh, that's exactly right, and keeping your relationships pure. With that in mind, folks, keeping your relationships pure between you and your customers is absolutely critical. And guess what? We have the tools to help you do that. You can go to salesnexus.com and download your free trial copy. It gives you 30 days for you to download your copy of the customer relationship management system that your small business can use, and it has a very nice feature to it. Guess what? Once you download and install the customer relationship management system to your PC, you can actually download and populate your brand new CRM with leads that can help you grow your sales and grow your business. Stay with us. The education will continue right after this.
Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? My answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
we've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Why are your employees leaving? Why are they walking out the door? Why can't you attract high output people, top talent?
What's the problem?
What's the problem? Is the problem with the talent?
No.
Is the problem because you don't have the money to pay them as would a larger competitor?
No. Some top talent will even take a cut in pay.
I'm going to tell you something. I can't think of many top talented people who will not take smaller pay for more authority.
That's right.
More control over their career, a bigger input into the organization's success. These are the things that top achievers are looking for. So if you're looking at just the fact that you don't have the money, man, I'm going to tell you something. You know, one of the best stories that I heard was when Steve Jobs, was it Steve? Yeah, it was Steve Jobs, who was trying to attract the president of Pepsi-Cola to come and be his CEO.
Wow.
And the CEO told Steve Jobs that you basically want me to leave, you know, which is arguably one of the top beverage companies on the planet.
That's right.
To come and work for this small outfit called Apple Computers.
A startup at that.
Yeah, basically, and then this guy's only 25, 26 years old.
That's right.
And he tells him, he says, listen, are you going to continue selling sugar water for the rest of your life? Or are you going to come with me and change the world?
Oh!
The guy quit Pepsi. That's the type of chutzpah and moxie that you have to have about your organization. When you become a true evangelist behind what you're doing and you're convinced that you are on the verge, on the cusp of something great, people follow that.
That's absolutely true.
And you take a guy who's middle-aged, who's made it to the top of the mountain.
That's right.
In his career.
That's right. And people are wondering, what are you doing?
He climbed all the way down to go and head up this little company called Apple Computers. Right. Now, the relationship between him and Steve became very estranged after that, and they ousted Steve from the company, and then they ended up ousting him. But nonetheless, if you have that type of feeling about your organization, then you should be able to attract top people. Let's go to our next bullet point.
So, putting people in position to succeede.
What does that mean?
Well, to me, it means you better darn well ask people what they think they're good at.
So I shouldn't assume.
No, you cannot assume
that you're good at accounting.
No.
I shouldn't assume that Stephen K. could be head of engineering.
No.
Okay.
Don't assume that. You need to ask him that. You want to ask.
So you want input.
Yeah. No. You absolutely, folks. When you're in a leadership position in an organization and you're trying to build an organization with top talent, big employees, and you know what I mean by big. I don't mean in size. I mean in impact on your success. These are big employees. When you're going to attract those kinds of people, you better darn well ask them what it is that they believe that they're good at. Because guess what? They're probably right. All right. And
if they tell you I'm not good at this,
you need to believe that. You really do need to believe them. When they say, look, I cannot flip burgers well, you need to believe that.
Yeah.
And that's the point that I wanted to put out there is, folks, pay attention. Ask your employees, ask your prospective employees, what are you good at?
Yeah.
What are you better at than everybody you know who does same or similar to what you do in your job
And
space?
That's one of the things that we ask here. I always ask, what is your highest and best use?
That's exactly right.
If you were sitting on this side of the desk, how would you use you?
That's exactly right.
And I want to know, I'm very interested to hear that question, because if you tell me that you are absolutely not good at something, why in the world would I place you there? Now, there's something different. Now, I want to make certain that we qualify this.
Sure.
Because some people say, well, I've took someone who didn't feel that they were good at something and made them, a superstar.
Oh, sure.
However, there's something different about a person who possesses some level of of talent,
right?
But just doesn't have all the skill,
right?
And they say, well, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll give it a try. They're at least willing.
Sure.
They're willing to be thrown into an uncomfortable situation. And I believe in working with and developing an employee like that. But when someone is dead set against something and they tell me I'm not good at sitting at a cubicle all day long, I'm not going to stick you in a processing department.
Right. That's exactly right. And you know what? Some of that has to do with just respect. All right. Why don't you respect what that person is saying?
Yes.
Why would you discount what that person just told you is a weak spot for them?
Yeah.
Is a dangerous place for them.
Yeah.
And now you set them up to fail.
That's right.
And what's more important, folks, if you're running a small business, guess what? Your employees know if you ignore that, they know you've just set them up to fail. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you did that to me and I was your employee, I'd be looking for a job right now.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about it when you were a kid. You didn't like it then.
No.
You said, no, Daddy, I really can't swim. And he throws you in the deep end.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
And when you got out, I mean, how are you feeling about the old man?
No, I'm done. I'm done with him and swimming. I'm done. I am done with it.
It's the same way with your employees. Put them in a position to succeed, and don't make your quarterback a kicker, or don't turn a kicker into a quarterback. And I always like to go back to football.
Yeah, I know.
Especially since it's football season.
Yeah, and it's us talking.
Right. So I mean,
it's our show.
We're not going to take a kicker and try to put him in at quarterback.
No,
if he says, "Look, I can't throw, but I can kick." Okay, well then you got to go over there and practice with the kicker.
That's exactly right.
Next topic. Next bullet point.
How about this one, John? Yeah, I know you'll love this one.
All right.
This is one that this is one that runs me hot. Okay. Underutilization.
Underutilization.
A lot of people love being underutilized in a large organization.
That's true.
A lot of people love this, but for me, no.
Yeah.
No, don't look. I need to be challenged. I need to know that I'm having an impact on the success of this organization. And if I'm not being utilized, to me, I'm reminded, since we're kind of talking about football, I'm reminded of a former quarterback here in the Houston Texans who many have arguably said has the best job in the NFL currently, and that's being a backup, right?
Yeah. You think about it.
To Eli Manning. If you're the backup quarterback to Eli Manning with the New York Football Giants, guess what? You probably got one of the best jobs in the NFL. Number one, you've got a couple of Super Bowl rings now.
Yep.
Number two, you've probably not taken a snap in the last few years. And number three, guess what? You get to go home clean on all of your home games.
Cleaner than the kicker.
Cleaner than the kicker. So arguably, a lot of people say that, it's great to be underutilized. I disagree.
I disagree as well.
I disagree. Underutilization, I think, is terrible. I think inertia sets in.
Yeah.
I think your skills diminish.
Right.
I think your capacities to grow and build atrophy.
Yeah.
And literally, the next thing you know, you're just a corporate vegetable.
There's no difference between nature and small business.
That's right.
You either use it or you lose it.
No doubt.
And if you notice that the natural progression for mammals is that once they no longer have a use for something, eventually evolution takes over and they lose that ability to do whatever it is that they no longer need to do. And it's the same with your top performers. If you're not using these people, you will lose them. Top performers want to be challenged. You need to put the pressure. You know what my Facebook posting was today?
What was that?
You didn't read my Facebook
No, I didn't get to see it.
I think about these great ideas and then I post them for the world to see, and then my partner comes in
and I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I said that a lump of coal is nothing more than a diamond that has not been put under any pressure.
Boy, isn't that the truth.
And if you have a bunch of lumps of coal in your organization, really those people are diamonds. But you'll never see it unless you put the pressure on them, unless you expect more of them, give them more control, give them more ability to get out and show their worth to the organization.
Right.
And you have to use them or you'll lose them.
John, let me drill down on something that you just said, which is really critical here, folks, and that is expectation. John, you just hit a big bullet point here, and I want to jump on that because part of the reason why good employees leave is because when they get the impression that their leadership no longer expects much of them, then the erosion begins.
Yes.
Those top performers are top performers because not only do they expect a lot of themselves, but they expect their leadership to expect a lot of them.
Absolutely.
And guess what, man? If you are in a leadership position and you've got some top talent, but you, for whatever reason, whether it's personality or whatever, some other sidebar thing going on in the relationship, and all of a sudden you don't have a high expectation of them, don't wait too long because they're going to be gone. They're going to be looking for a job.
Yeah. And if he's like me, you'll never know when he's looking because he comes in every day looking like he just left an interview.
That's exactly right. And I'm trying to remember. Now you're in your pajamas today, right? These are your pajamas. You sleep this way,
This is
right?
my favorite pair. These are the most comfortable.
Yeah, I wish you could. If you're not, look, folks, don't stop if you're driving listening to us. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to cruisinghughes.com, you want to view this. You want to get a chance to see this real time. John Cruz is sitting here broadcasting live right here on Blog Talk Radio in his pajamas.
My favorite pair.
Now, when you take a look at this, you're going to be stunned at the types of pajamas that he wears. But he does that live on the air. And so I'm just always a little bit overdressed, I guess, when I come in.
Hey, it works for us.
Yeah, it works for us. It absolutely works for us. Well, that's for sure. Well, folks, guess what? We're going to go ahead. We're going to take a short break. We'll step away for a moment. When we come back, we'll finish up in talking about this subject of underutilization. It is a dangerous thing, and I've got a word for that when we come back. You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. It's brought to you by the Lexington Law Firm. When you need credit help, get a free consultation today by calling 888-744-7081. More in a moment, right after this.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
Or even worse,
we've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
So how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz. Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cuny is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancuny.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is...
Coffee news. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for coffee news. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's coffee news.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? And my answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
You're listening to Small Business Today. Visit us on the web at cruiseandhughes.com. Here are your hosts, Cruz and Hughes.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Irv and I are talking about why your employees are leaving, or why you can't even attract top employees.
That's exactly
why
right.
top talent is eluding your organization. And we've been going through a few things. To do a recap, we've talked about some of the things that you need to look for or change or avoid in your organization. It's inconsistency in your management style. It's condoning mediocrity. The lack of development or efficiency as it relates to investing in your employees. Putting people in position for success. In short, don't turn your kicker into your quarterback. If a person is saying that they are best at kicking, then you put them in a position where they are dependent on to kick and kick mightily.
That's right.
And then, Irv, you hit them with bullet point number 5, I guess you could say.
Yeah, really.
Which is underutilization.
Underutilization.
Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it.
Use your people.
And use your people, folks, because guess what? When you don't use people, when we went to break, I was talking about one of the things that I wanted to hit you guys with regard to underutilization and how incredibly dangerous that is to the growth and success of your business. When you underutilize someone, they feel devalued. They feel like
That's true.
You don't believe that they are valuable. And it kind of speaks back to what John spoke about earlier about expectations. People will rise to your expectations of them. They will actually, even if your expectation may not be quite where they believe they are. In other words, your expectation is actually higher than where they believe they are. Guess what? They will move heaven and earth to meet that expectation, simply because they honor and respect that you value them and think that highly of them. Now, last thing I want to say about that, though, John, is that needs to be genuine.
Yeah.
If that's phony, if that's false, if you're coming off patronizing, don't get caught doing that. If you really believe that that person has a higher and better use in your organization, don't hold that back. Communicate that with them. Talk about it often. Talk about a clear path to get them to that level that you believe that they could reach. That's part of what we've been talking about here today, is talking about development.
That's right.
And put them on a development path. We've been talking about, football teams, basketball, even baseball. Professional sports literally has different methods, strategies, and techniques to develop players that have perhaps the raw talent, but hadn't gotten it to the point where they can perform admirably in a major setting, in a major way, major competition. And so I'm reminded, John, of the NBA's D-League, where there are people who you won't necessarily see on the floors of an NBA basketball game just yet.
Right.
But guess what? They are playing. They are being paid, although not on a major contract scale. But they are playing. They are being paid, and they're being paid to continue to play to develop their skills.
Just like the minor leagues.
Just like the minor leagues in baseball. The farm system. I'm reminded here in the just a few years ago here with our Major League Baseball team here in Houston, not a lot was invested in our farm system, and guess what? We paid the price for it with giving away an entire season.
Yeah, I think we came very close to breaking the record for the most losses if we did not break the record.
That's exactly right. I think we might have gotten close or broken it.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can call in and verify that.
We need to know if that happened.
But the truth is, you've got to utilize your employees, folks.
Absolutely.
You've got to keep them at their highest and best use. And guess what? They need to know that you know that.
That's true. Bullet point number 6.
Bullet point number 6. And here's the, I guess, the painful one, and that is playing favorites. Boy, you're going to get in a lot of hot water playing favorites. You can't.
So that's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing. You're going to lose your top talent if they find out that you're playing favorites. Now, that's not to say that you're not rewarding top performers. That's a difference. I'm not talking about the top players, the top performers being rewarded for their efforts and contributions to the success of the organization. I'm talking about playing favorites because someone's your girlfriend.
Nepotism.
Yeah, I'm talking about good old-fashioned nepotism.
Yeah, or this is my son-in-law, or
this
my
is
son.
Yeah. So you got trouble now.
You know, and just like you said, as you painted the difference between the two, I think it sort of goes back to the good old advice of Jeff Rose: firm, fair, and consistent.
Absolutely.
And there's one thing to reward people in a fashion that's firm, fair, and consistent.
Sure.
But then there's something called nepotism, or there's something called playing favorites, or something called the boss's pet, teacher's pet, all these little fond names that the other staff members will give that individual. And what that basically means is that this person is above the rules, or the rules are bent for this person. They're not expected to come in at a certain time. They're not expected to stay late and work on projects. They're not expected to meet their sales quota. They're not expected. And I'm going to tell you something. Having that sort of culture in your organization is more than cancerous.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Because people in your organization will undermine the entire organization to show their disgust.
That's right.
With someone who's been picked to be the favorite.
The bottom line is you're going to develop a culture in your small business where you're going to have employees who absolutely resent you.
Oh, absolutely. And that person.
That's exactly right.
So you're really not doing them any favors, and you're definitely not doing your organization any favors. And, I'm going to tell you something. It's hard not to do that.
I know.
I really believe that. I mean, it's just human nature. I'm going to tell you, even in my mortgage business, I had a salesperson who was very good at selling me.
Sure.
But he didn't sell crap when it came time to meeting his sales goals. I loved having this guy in the office.
Right.
He was a breath of fresh air.
Sure.
He made everyone feel good.
Sure.
He was just a harmonious piece of music just moving throughout the offices.
Sure.
However, when it came time to the end of the month or the end of the quarter, when I had to reprimand people for not meeting their numbers, I couldn't excuse it.
Yeah,
because it would undermine my entire organization.
No, it really would. And guess what? The fact that people knew that would speak volumes if you didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because then we'd be back to that inconsistency. And guess what? You know what? A guy like that needs to understand your position.
Yeah.
I'm reminded often of NFL coaches where here's a number one draft pick who gets who comes onto the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a good coach in the NFL will say, "Congratulations, you were drafted number one by our team and you're on the bubble."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
You still got to make this team,
absolutely.
buddy. And
I love it.
And they literally they keep rookies on the bubble.
Yeah, as well they should be.
Yeah,
you don't want them to come in with that prima donna mindset.
No, because what they do is they say, "Listen, you see that guy over there? He's been in the NFL 15 years, and guess what? He knows what he's doing."
Yeah.
We're checking.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Tell you what, when we come back, what we should do, since we're on the topic of Super Bowl teams, we should talk about some of the characteristics of a championship caliber organization.
Let's do
and
that.
How someone could redefine their culture, as it were, so that they can attract top talent and become a top producing organization.
Absolutely. Let's do that. Folks, you're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes, brought to you by DirecTV with over 285 channels and NFL Sunday Ticket. Packages start at just $29.99 a month. Sign up today at 888-344-9296. Don't go away, folks. We're in the home stretch. More right after this.
Are you looking to improve your health and well-being? Have you lost your energy and vitality? Do you wake up feeling 10 years older than you actually are? Looking for a doctor who really listens? Looking for a natural alternative to your chronic health challenge? Dr. Dan Cooney is a chiropractic nutritionist who helps restore your health from the inside out using whole food supplements and specific nutritional counseling. Learn more about Dr. Dan's 7 Pillars of Health on his website, drdancooney.com, or give him a call at 713-295-9358.
Introducing the alternative to heavy news. Now at...
Excuse me, heavy news?
You know, disasters, politics, stock market.
And this alternative is
Coffee News. It's entertaining stories, famous quotes, and family fun. It's light news. Why it's so light, it's free.
Free?
In restaurants and coffee shops all across Houston. So next time you're waiting in a restaurant, look for Coffee News. If they don't have it, tell them to get it by visiting coffeenewshouston.com.
It's light. It's free. It's Coffee News.
With my Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus headset, I'm free. Free to talk to you while carrying a laptop bag, holding a cup of coffee, and fishing for my car keys. Now, you may ask me, Jim, is it really necessary to use the phone while doing all these things? My answer is it really necessary not to? Plantronics Voyager Pro Plus. It's my so comfortable, why wouldn't I use it all day headset.
Get your Voyager Pro Plus at Plantronics.com.
Turn up the sales on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Anything Internet will evaluate your website for marketing power, for traffic, for conversion rates. We'll figure out why people buy and why people go away. We'll help you generate the correct traffic that will turn into customers and make you money. Turn the juice up on your website today with anythinginternet.com. Turn your website into a web business. 1-800-686-5986.
Very often, people come to me saying,
Stephen, how do I make radio advertising work?
or even worse,
We've tried radio ads before and got little to no response.
so how do you make the radio work for you? Well, you could have a clever jingle.
Come buy my stuff. Come buy my stuff.
Or you may act crazy and loud and have an unbeatable offer.
I'll save you cash, I'll save you time, and I'll do it today, guaranteed.
But these techniques may work for some and not for others. The real key to advertising is to go back to basic marketing principles. Target your ideal prospect, make your message clear and concise, and touch the listener by connecting to their needs. Stephen K. Media specializes in radio advertising promotion that effectively broadcasts your company's message, yielding higher response and better results. As an independent agency representing major talk radio stations, we help you negotiate rates and place your ads targeting your ideal prospect. Call us today at 713-278-9109 or visit stephenk.biz. That's 713-278-9109 or email info@stephenk.biz.
You're listening to Small Business Today with Cruz and Hughes. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. We're wherever you are.
Okay, welcome back to the show. If you're just joining in, man, you have missed some great information. Irv and I have been talking about why your top employees are leaving your organization, and why is it that some organizations can't attract top employees. If you ever want to get any of this good information that we've given out, you can always go to our website, which there is a link to our blog talk. You can go into our archives and listen to your heart's content. We also have a station on YouTube, and you can just watch the videos if you like. Our website is cruiseandhughes.com. Again, that's www.cruiseandhughes.com. Now, Irv, we said that we would talk a little bit about what the top organizations are doing. What are the differences between a Super Bowl winning team, a championship caliber team, and everybody else?
Yeah, what are those characteristics, John?
The first thing that they do, I believe, is that they attract and recruit top people. You only go after championship career or championship caliber personnel.
Right.
If a person in your heart of hearts, you know that he's not the type of person that's going to take your organization to the next level, I don't care how cheaply you get him, pass.
That's right. I couldn't agree more.
Nah.
Next thing, you got to have a culture that fosters winning.
Love it.
You got to have a culture that fosters winning. What do we mean by that? We mean that everything that organization does, everybody's role is bent toward winning, and all the extraneous kinds of things that might come into play are rendered irrelevant.
The next bullet point I would say is reward exceptionalism, not mediocrity.
And make sure you're goal focused. Stay focused on the mission, folks. Whatever
Absolutely.
that mission is that you guys agree on, stay with it.
Lastly, I would say, Irv, be well prepared.
No joke.
I mean, there's no substitute for preparation. I think Belichick said that.
Yeah. I think Belichick did say that, and he proved it yet once again.
Yeah, he beat our team to a pulp, that guy. Guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to Small Business Today show with Cruz and Hughes, which is brought to you by Small Business Today magazine. I'm John Cruz.
I'm Irv Hughes.
And this is the place where we discuss the topics that inspires entrepreneurs from thought to action. And so until tomorrow, we ask that you do three things: be smart, be successful, and above all else,
be in action.
Irv and I'll see you tomorrow.